Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of our new show, The Ocean of Observations. Let me start with introducing myself. I'm Amit Punjabi, the founder of Sankalp Academy, which is a 10-year-old organization, and I'm also the author of the bestseller Pursuit: The Journey of an Entrepreneur. I have been in the training and coaching industry for the last 12 years now, over a decade, and I've been really blessed to have great clients, great mentors, great associates, and at the same time great testimonials. So let me tell you a bit about what the show is going to be about. The show, The Ocean of Observations, is going to be me talking about how I have become the title that I earned in the last couple of years from a few of my clients, how I became the COO, the Chief Observation Officer for a lot of companies that are in today. So I'm at a place today professionally where companies, organizations, individuals, entrepreneurs, teams invite me to actually come and just share observations with them that could bring in a quick shift in their results, in the way they do. So I do a lot of observations in terms of, and what helps me do my observations is different aspects and wings of psychology, philosophy, semantics, in other words, linguistics, and experiential learning. This is what has made me become a COO, a Chief Observation Officer, and that is what I'll be sharing throughout during these the shows that we are going to be conducting mostly on a weekly basis. The Ocean of Observations is going to be helping you understand why you need to start observing to get better results. It's going to help you understand how observation will add immense and instant value to what you do and bring in a shift quickly. So the most of the observations that I make are usually behavior, mindset, belief, and very subtle amount of shifts that we usually make and how it immediately brings in a shift. This show is going to be helping you understand why whatever happens, happens. Why a word is called a word. Why a quote was given that quote, given that title. Why a person behaves the way they behave. That is what is going to be done during this show. Today, so once again, for the viewers who are just joining, let me repeat myself very quickly. We are going to be talking about different aspects and wings of psychology, philosophy, semantics, in other words, linguistics, and experiential learning. So for you to understand how observation is really important and how it will bring in a quick shift in your life in every aspect of both your personal and professional life. Let's start today with a little bit of linguistics, the linguistic experience of observation here. This is what you will understand. And before we get into the linguistic aspect, let me give you the context of why the linguistic would make sense. Today, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about why observation. We are going to be talking about why this makes sense. We are going to be talking about how this would bring in a shift in a very, very, very subtle way. In other words, we will also be talking about why it is even called observation. What is it connected to? What are the other words that are connected to? What are the other experiences that are connected to you observing? What is the experience that will give you? What is the edge that you will get by just observing? So before we get on to that, it is important for us to address a challenge. This is a challenge in my coaching career. I have seen a lot of people have this particular challenge. A challenge of, you have designed a product, you have designed a service, you come up with a product or come up with a service thinking about, this is what this will, people will buy it for. This is the challenge that it's going to help people come out of. This is the problem that this product or service is going to solve. So a lot of people come up with new products, a lot of people come up with new services simply based on what they know about a certain industry or what they know about a certain challenge. Well, let me tell you, that is the most important reason why the product or service does not end up being a success. So I have come across a lot of people, I have been able to coach a lot of people and mentor a lot of people who have this challenge of, I build this service, I build this product. How come I don't have the success that I expected to have? I mean, I knew a lot about this. I know a lot about this technology. I know a lot about this industry. I know a lot about the market. I knew a lot about this before I got involved in it. But how come I don't have that success? Well, it's because you just went with what you know and you did not go with what you observe. The most important the most important outcome of designing any product, designing any service is to serve. Let's remember, it is to serve. It needs to serve a purpose. It needs to serve a client. It needs to serve the society. It needs to serve the community. It needs to serve your clients. In other words, simply put, anything that you design, anything that you create, anything that you come up with needs to serve a purpose. And you cannot really serve well by just knowing something. Remember, knowing is never enough. It's a start, but knowing is never good enough for you to actually design a super successful model, a model that will become successful, a model that will create breakthroughs. It will not serve a purpose. And that is when we start our linguistic part of this show. It is called observe, because that is the only thing that will let you serve, that will help you serve. There is no point in us just knowing what we know, because a lot of times what we know, what we think we know, is already outdated. I'm sure all of us have already faced this challenge through our education system, where we study a lot of things. When we go into the market, we understand, damn, this is not used anymore. So what I know is not good enough for me to serve in this company or serve my clients. It's just not good enough. And that is why exactly, don't just focus on what you know. Actually start to observe. We will actually, by the end of this episode itself, we will get into how do we need to start observing. How did people become super observers? How do they become, have success? How do they start having success? How do they start serving the right things? By observation. So by the end of the show today, we will actually be moving to the direction, and you will, for guarantee, you will for sure know how you need to get into the habit of observing, how it will start for you, how this journey will start for you. And by the way, like I see, please keep those likes coming in, please keep those love coming in, and I see a lot of people joining in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It's the first show, and I'm glad to have all of you part of, as being part of the audience. I'm so happy, and thank you so much for actually coming on the first episode and helping us make this a huge success. Thank you once again, and do share your love and likes. So let's get to the point again. Let's get into understanding the world-class investors. Let's remember that for success, it is important to invest. Every successful person is good at investing. Successful investors only invest based on their observation of the market. Great financial experts just know how to study, in other words, observe the market, and they only invest based on what or how much they have observed. It's the same thing with any aspect of life. Before you invest your time, before you invest the money, before you invest your effort, actually observe. Don't go with what you know. Go with what or how much you have observed. Because only when you observe, you can serve. You will serve a purpose. Just like the world-class investors and financial gurus and experts learn to observe the market, the individual, the organization, behavioral patterns. Just important to do that. So the first thing, linguistically, we need to split. If you want to be able to serve well, serve a purpose, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, imagine, even when it comes to family, what you do, is it serving a purpose? If it's not, remember, it's because you're not observing. You're only going with what you know, and a lot of times what you know is actually an assumption, is just what you assume. So if you're not observing, if you're just going with what you know, remember, you're going with an assumption. And individuals do not become leaders with assumptions, through their assumptions. They only become leaders because of what they've observed. That's the thing that will make you an expert. Now, let's come to a very important point. By the way, as we go along, it could also be good for you to actually start posting your questions, because that will help me or put me in a position for me to share specific observations which you need from me, which will help you to get your breakthrough, to get your development. All right. So please do share your questions. I can see a lot of likes coming in. I can see a lot of love coming in. Thank you so much once again. And please do post your question. This is just a 30-minute show. Maximum, we could push it to a 40 minutes with your questions. So please do put in your questions as soon as possible. Thank you. Let's continue. So a lot of you might have this question of, okay, chalo, I will observe. I understand that if it's important for me to serve, I need to observe. But I'm not at a point right now where I know what I want to serve. I'm not at a point right now where I'm just maybe studying, or I'm I'm just doing a job where I've been given certain instructions to do what I need to do, and that's about it. Why the hell do I need to observe? Because I'm not really, I get my instructions and I go ahead with that. Well, let me tell you this. A lot of you want to get the right results and are not getting it. It doesn't matter whether it's a job, doesn't matter whether you're an entrepreneur, doesn't matter whether you're working for a multinational, doesn't matter if you're working for a small to medium enterprise. It is important. By the way, thank you so much for the person who shared serve is ever jumbled with an extra S. Thank you so much. That's a great thing. So thank you. Please keep your likes coming in, love coming in. You can still continue to see them. All right. So let's come back to the point here. As we spoke about, it's important. We all want to obtain great results. A lot of us are working really hard, but are still not satisfied with work, with results that we are getting. And if you really want to start obtaining, then observe. So observation will help you serve better. And when you observe, there is always something that you will obtain. Maybe it is not going to be a direct help for what you want to achieve. Maybe it will not immediately help you, but you will definitely obtain. It could be obtains a piece of information, a very subtle information that will help you connect with the person better. That will help you organize something better. That will help you perform better. So it's important for you to observe, because it's not just about serving. It's definitely about serving, but it's not just about that. If you want to obtain great results, you will need to observe, guys. So thank you once again. Keep the likes coming in and do post your question. Of course, I'm seeing a lot of you putting up whatever is shared as and liking it. Thank you so much. Please also do put a question and I will be very glad to answer them. We have only 20 more minutes to go and would love to answer as many questions as possible while we are doing the show. Now, coming to Chalo, you're telling me, a lot of you might be wondering about, okay, Chalo, Amit, you are telling me why I need to observe. You're telling me observation will help me serve better. Only when I observe, I can serve. This is the linguistic. There's a reason why it's called observe, serve, obtain. There's a reason why it's called what it's called. So linguistics and semantics are nothing but you just need semantics and linguistics will help you understand or get the sense of a word, which will help you actually get the right meaning of it and effectively apply it. There's no point of knowing the meaning of something without actually having the skill to apply it. So that's why linguistics and semantics has become such an important thing today in the world of philosophy as well as psychology. So knowing a bit of semantics and linguistics would definitely help you understand the essence of a word and use it in your life. So I have a question coming in. When we observe, how do we take lessons from them? Brilliant question. And thank you so much, Miss Sushma. Observing serves. Loved it. Thank you so much. I love it that you loved it. Keep pushing that like button and keep sharing your love. Thank you so much. Keep putting that question. So Chetan Yalapurkar, great friend again, PGA champion. When we observe, how do we take lessons of them? Let's come to that. As I was sharing, I've told you why observation is important. I've told you about what it will give you. It will give you the right purpose to serve. It will always help you obtain something or the other, but you will obtain, you will keep growing. Now let's answer the question, how to actually take lessons of them. And that is how you need to start your observation journey. So a lot of you people know why to observe. Now let's talk about, Amit, how do I become an observer? How do I start observing? How did you become a chief observation officer for a lot of companies here today? How is it that you reach a point where people are inviting you just for you to share your observations, and that brings in shift? Simple. Obsession. The word is simple. Let me repeat it. Obsession. You got to be obsessed. You will see the greatest achievers were actually obsessed. That is why they could observe so much. That is why they could obtain so much. It's because of the obsession. One of the best examples that we have in our world is Sir Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times, 1,000 or 10,000 times. Now, this man was obsessed with getting a breakthrough and getting an invention. He was obsessed, which is exactly why he was finally able to invent the electric light bulb. It's obsession. It is obsession that will help you become an observer. Not just passion, obsession. You will know this. A lot of people who are successful, you will actually notice these are people who achieve the success because they were obsessed. It doesn't matter. There are a lot of successful entrepreneurs who were even arrested for the work they did, but they came back and they continued to do it, and they did it better than next time, better than the last time, simply because they're obsessed with success. They're obsessed with bringing a breakthrough. So any area that you would like to get a breakthrough in, you will first need to be obsessed to get that breakthrough. All right. So Chetan, I hope it answers your question. You will need to obsess. So let me share my story with you. I hope I can see maybe there are a few of you who are from Kamal School, and I remember conducting trainings there years and years ago. And one of the first leadership training modules that I conducted involved me showing them a movie, The Lion King, because I understood and I realized that the movie Lion King actually has all the leadership lessons that a person needs to learn to lead an effective life. I saw it a lot. And I watched the movie Lion King 1 and Lion King 2 every single day for more than 286 days. So it's 286 days. I was obsessed. I was obsessed with understanding all the leadership lessons that are available in a cartoon movie, because I wanted to be different than a lot of other trainers. I wanted to show cartoon movies so that they understand leadership could be really fun. It's not something serious all the time. Sometimes it's just about fun. And what more fun than cartoon movies, right? So I was really obsessed with watching Lion King, and it made me observe. I didn't know that, oh, Lion King has all the leadership lessons that are available in most of the books that leaders talk about in their books. I started observing leadership lessons because I was obsessed with the movie. I've come here, Sankalp Academy, as I said, is 10 years old now. There have been a lot of struggle, and by the way, you can go back, you can research, and you will know that unfortunately most startups, organizations fail within the first 3 years. Some end up failing in 5 years, and some then in 7 years. I am very lucky, blessed to have great mentors. I can see one of my mentors has joined the show, and thank you so much. I'm truly blessed to have you as my mentor. You know who you are. I can actually name a Monica as online, and thank you so much, Monica. You've been a great mentor who helped me initially gave me the push. So it's as simple as that I have actually come so far because I was obsessed with taking Sankalp Academy to the greatest heights. I was obsessed with success. I was obsessed with breakthroughs. I was obsessed with perspective shifts. Only because I was obsessed about all these things, it became easy for me to observe important patterns that will get me all these things. So Chetan, once again, I hope you got the answer. You will only take back things if you're obsessed about it. If you're just passionate about it, it will not do. And I'm sure you know what obsession also means. We've all done that before, right? So let me see a few other questions. Vidya, yeah, how can we help kids to become more observant? It's easier when we want to do it as against help kids become observant. Thank you so much for the question. I love the question. We are in a time today where education needs to go through a lot of disruption. We are in a time today where the education system is not really giving us the desired results or the desired outcomes. It's not really giving us growth. So it's important for a parent to ask this question, and I'm so glad, I'm so thankful that Vidya, you asked me this question, because it gives me the opportunity to actually share whatever I know about this, whatever I've observed about this, not know about this. So like you said, it's easier to do it. Okay, how do they become more observant? Let them make mistakes. Let them experiment. Please remember that initially when school started, the most important outcome of the school was to facilitate learning, to help them learn, not to teach them, but to help them learn. One of the most important facts of human behavior is, and this is a fact that I actually understood after meeting thousands of people. Initially in my journey, I met a lot of people just to understand how human behavior works. And there is one very important lesson that I got, which I'm going to share with you now. Everybody loves to learn. I'll repeat myself. Everybody loves to learn, but nobody likes to be taught. Nobody likes to be taught. You will not be able to help your child become observant if you are actually teaching them everything. Just give them a game to play. Do not give them instructions. Do not share the rules with them. Let them just experiment. Let them just experiment. And you will notice very soon they will become observant. You know why? They don't know the rules. They don't know the instructions. You haven't told them how to play a game. They become obsessed with knowing. They just become obsessed with finding out. And that is the start of the journey of becoming an observer. You are putting them in a place to become obsessed. There is a researcher, by the way, you guys can look it up. I'm sorry I forgot this individual's name, but he's given the title of the best TED speaker around the globe. He's an Indian, and there was a time where he had set up, he's in fact, a lot of education system around the globe are using his methods to help students grow. And this person in a slum area in Maharashtra had just put up a computer 9 feet above, and nobody told the kids. Every kid kept asking the people who were installing it, what the hell is this? What is it going to do? Nobody answered it. They just said, we don't. They left the computer there and they just walked away. A month later, every child in the slum area knew how to use that computer in every possible way. They used to climb up ladders or climb up on each other, and they were obsessed because they were obsessed to find out how it works, what does this thing do. So remember, don't give your child instructions. Human behavior, nobody likes to be taught. Just tell them this is a game, play it. This is a subject. You find a way to succeed. You find a way to study hard. Let them get obsessed. And you will notice that they become great observers. We have only 10 to 12 minutes to go, guys, and questions are coming in. Thank you. Please hit. And yeah, Vidya, if you like what I shared, please do share your love. Please do. Thank you. I saw that. Thank you. Please do share your like. All of you, please hit the like button. Please do the share so that we are motivated to do more of this. Thank you so much. It's the first show, and thank you for so much all your support. Another question coming in. So I can see, okay, be obsessed, beautiful lesson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kunal. Kashyap, it is important to be able to communicate our observations. How best can we do it at workplace? All right. Thank you, Shweta, for asking me the question. As you said, yes, it is important to share observations, but you won't be able to share it if you're not given the position to share it. Let's remember that. So one of the things that I've understood about workplaces, which is why a lot of organizations actually invite me, people are not able to get that result. And it's mostly because, they're saying they're not able to get the results because they're not able to listen to a lot of people, because those people are not in the right position to share feedback, share observations. So I would like to know from you, whether are you even at a position where you are allowed to share your observations? Let's remember, unfortunately, our workplaces are very crumpled, are very system oriented. So a security guard is not allowed to share observations. A CEO is. Unfortunately, that's a system we all have grown up with, and that's a system that still exists, which of course is not great for growth. However, so I know maybe you already have observations, but you will be able to best communicate it if you're given the position to communicate it. But however, even if you don't have the positions, one of the best way to communicate your observation is actually start finding articles based on what you observe. For example, you observe that a person's behavior is a specific behavior is not helpful for an organization. It could be your HR's behavior, your CEO's behavior. Why don't you actually just share an article on WhatsApp or your company group or by mail? Guys, came across this beautiful article and I realized that this could help our workplace. An article, a successful person's quote, a successful person's interview, a video becomes a very important reference for people to actually accept your observation. So you don't even need to share your observation directly if you don't have the position to share it directly. You can share it indirectly by sharing links to articles, views, videos, or quotes, and just give them why you're sharing it from your point of view. Just say, guys, I think this can help the organization. That's why I share it. Thank you. So that's about it. And let's continue. Thank you, Shweta, for the question again. Vidya, looking forward to many more sessions. Thank you so much, Vidya. I'm glad that you like the answer. And yes, please do come in every time we have show. I'm so glad that you want more shows. Please, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share your love. And now, since there are a few questions going to come in, I want to share something very important, that something that could drive you to become observers. What questions do we really need to ask for people to start observing? Remember, questions create breakthroughs more than answers. People don't want answers. People want you to ask them the right questions, and you will notice that they will start observing a lot more. All right. So Vidya, this is still maybe be another level of this will be another level for you to help your child. How do you want them to become an observer? The question is, so I will actually be throwing out. I'm glad that this is more of a conversation, guys. This is more of a conversation. And right now, I want you guys to just pause and listen to me very carefully. I'm going to ask you about success. Now, think about, you say this sentence, actually say this sentence out loud. I want success. For a lot of you people, thank you, you're still joining in. For a lot of you people who are joining in, this is the question. This is the statement that you need to tell. Just say it out loud that I want success. Repeating myself, I want success. So for all of you who just said this statement that I want success, let me throw out a question. All of you said I want success. Now my question is, how? How do you want success? How do you want to achieve success? All I want you to do is observe your own images. Observe the images that are coming to your mind. Observe your feelings. Observe the sense. Actually observe the sense. Get the sense of it. What are you thinking right now? Because I asked you a question, how? How do you want success? How do you want to achieve success? All right. So get the sense of it. Now let's change the question. I want you again say the same thing. Please say this. Remember, this is a participative show. So while I'm looking into my camera and sharing my opinions with you, sharing my experiences with you, sharing my journey with you, sharing my expertise with you, it's important for you to participate from your end. All right. Please make sure you're doing it in front of your screens, even though nobody's seeing you on the camera. So you don't need to be conscious. So say the sentence again. I want success. Just say it. I want success. And now I'll ask you another question. So I hope all of you have done this, whoever just joined. Just say the sentence, I want success. And let me change my question. The question now is, how much? How much success do you want? How much? And please get the sense of it. You guys can please share your view and keep hitting the like button. Please keep hitting the love button. All right. And do you get the sense of it? Do you see how it is different? Do you have different experiences? Correct? Because everybody that I have asked this question to has experienced very different things. How versus how much has huge difference. Because how much is about obsession. Remember I said obsession will help you observe, will make you an observer. Observing will help you serve better, and observing will help you obtain better results. Please remember this. It's a pure linguistic connected episode today. Maybe next time we'll be using more philosophy with linguistics, right? So be obsessed, observe, obtain good results. And observe, because that is what will help you serve better. So now my question again, how much success? Do you realize that how much actually makes you start judging off, actually makes you aware of what success you have now and how much more do you want? It pushes you into the journey of becoming obsessed with success. So the more you ask yourself, how much do I want it? How much do I want it? You will notice yourself becoming obsessed if it's the result that you really want. So for all of you who are finding it hard to be motivated on getting results, ask yourself how badly you want it. The context is how much, how badly. How much I want this success. How much do I want to grow? How badly do I want to grow? That will make your mind obsessed. It will train your mind to be obsessed about achieving results. Obsessed with achieving results. All right. So, Vidya, thank you again. You participated. Thank you so much. We will probably need a complete session on what is success. I will actually be sharing that in one of the episodes. So make sure you tune in every week when we do this. When we do this session. When we do this, I will make sure I will share about success, the word, the sense of it, the philosophy behind it, the observations that will take you to success. Success itself, what the word is. So I've written a lot of articles on semantics, linguistics, on each word, different words like inspiration, impact, experience, discipline. Written about a lot of words, and it's got great views and got great reviews for a lot of people. Vidya, I promise you that I will be sharing this in an episode very soon, all right, which will obviously help a lot of people. So guys, the question that you need to ask yourself every time, not about how will I get this? Ask yourself, how much do I want this? And you will realize you get obsessed. Your mind starts to get obsessed. Unconsciously or subconsciously, you become obsessed with achieving a certain result. So never ask yourself how you would do it, because that may create doubt. Ask yourself how much I want to do it, how badly I want to do it, because that will start your journey of becoming an observer and make you obtain better results. I'm seeing some more questions coming in. It's been a very long time. Thank you. Observe and obtain. Guys, thank you so much. Keep liking, keep commenting. Would love to take your questions. It's 8 o'clock now. Thank you so much for to everybody who was part of this this video, this show. the first show, the ocean of observation. So today we just spend time on understanding what is observation, how it helps, and why. Why do you need to observe? I'll do a quick review. You need to observe because observe will make you serve better, serve a purpose. You need observation because only then you will obtain the better results. Obtain. If you want to obtain great results, please observe. Don't just go with what you know. All right. And how? Be obsessed. Just be obsessed, guys. All right. Start being obsessed. How do I be obsessed? Stop asking how. How much? How much do I want to be obsessed? How much do I want success? How badly do I want to grow? Okay, shift the context, shift the question from how to how much, and you will notice yourself start being obsessed. I would like to close this show by sharing more about the name again, the ocean of observations. The reason why it's called the ocean of observations is because observation is what will take you in depth. We all need to be able to go in depth, look within, to understand what results we actually require and what results people require from you. What do people require from you? A lot of times what people share with you is just at a surface level. Deep within, they really want you to maybe share, serve differently. Only when you observe subtle shifts, subtle patterns, only when you start observing between words, only when you start observing body language, only when you become more observant, will you actually know what to serve and you will be able to obtain whatever you want to obtain, which is why it's called the ocean of observations, because it's observation that will make you dive in deep. It is observation which will actually help you give people results which deep within they wanted. It's about in-depth success. Remember, it's about in-depth success. Closing it with success, guys. Very soon we will be having an episode, and one of the episodes will definitely talk about the word success itself, the meaning of it, the understanding of it, the performance of it, and the achievement of it. Right? Thank you once again to all of you who are part of the show today. Please do keep sharing your comments. If you have any questions, of course, the episode will be available on our page. You can watch it anytime you want. And as you watch it, if questions pop out, please make sure you put it in the comment section, and I promise you that I will answer it. I promise you that I will answer it. So once again, let's close it. Be obsessed, become an observer, obtain the better results, and observe, because that's the only way you will serve a purpose. Thank you once again, guys, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.